The age of 70 is not an old age. This woman, Onyeka Onwenu, one of the greatest musical icons in Nigeria, just dropped dead at 72, and I believe that she's still very young. You know, to me, anything below 90 years is not old age. You are young. Anything below 90. So I can imagine that she would have gone another 20 years comfortably. And it's so sad that it happened suddenly. I read that she was in an event and she even performed in that event. And then after that, she slumped. They rushed her to a hospital in Lagos, Nigeria, and she couldn't make it. And the hospital they rushed her is one of the best hospitals, but still, she couldn't make it. So we in Africa, we are starting to accept 70 as old age. 70 is not old. You remember when you go to the villages, you see men, women easily clocking 90, 100, 120. I've even heard of 140. Some people are so old that nobody alive remembers when they were born. Nobody alive. And when they are aging, they don't age with sickness. You see somebody at 90, he still remembers everybody, remembers all his children, all his grandchildren. Still remembers everybody. He can still move around. He doesn't need help. 90-something years old man can still walk around. Maybe he uses a walking stick, but he's still good. You know, I used to know a man and his wife. These people easily clocked above 100, easily. And they were never sick. Do you understand? There was no liver this, no kidney this, no that. No, they were just okay until the last day. So, if you are falling ill under 70, just know that it's sickness. Don't blame old age for it. Go and treat your sickness. You know, go and treat your sickness. So in Africa, we have problem with lack of good medical care. We have problem with lack of medical information. Can you imagine how much medical information I'm pushing out on social media? And people come to argue. I wish if 2% of doctors in Nigeria start making the kind of videos I make, do you know the amount of lives that will be saved? I'm not even a doctor. I'm not even a doctor. Now imagine if 2% of doctors start voicing out. You know? And Nigeria has some of the best doctors in the whole world. Where we are not that good is the medical system itself. Some of the best surgeries in the whole world, medical feats that have been achieved, were done by Nigerian doctors with the right equipment in some countries. So our doctors are good. Where there's trouble is the medical system. It needs more and more improvement. And then there is total lack of information. The other day I spoke about gray hair, and I was saying that if your hair is graying, especially before 40, the scientists have found out that you have high chances of coronary artery disease, heart disease, pernicious anemia, prostate cancer if you're a man. If your hair is graying out, your hair is not supposed to turn gray. And then if your hair is bald, your chances of these things I just mentioned is even way higher. And that was the one I read that made me to start trying to recover my hair. This was what I used to look like. Young man like me. This was what, you see how my head is shining, and you see that there's hair towards the back, but the dome of my hair is shining. Can you believe it's the same person? This is 4 months difference. 4 months. And as you can see, it's still recovering. If you look closer, new hairline is appearing. Look at old hairline. New one is appearing, a new layer. You see, old hairline, new layer is appearing gradually. So if you're bald, your hair is communicating to you. It's telling you something. It's like when your fingers start disappearing. Your hair is like your limbs. If your fingers start disappearing, you should be worried, right? And when I made that video, if you go to the comments, people are just arguing that their grandfather was gray and lived 120 years. Now the question is, are you eating the same food that your grandfather ate? The answer is no. Those people, sickness doesn't affect them. Some of them will tell you that they have never been sick in their life, and you see the person 80 years, 90. So they have never been sick because they eat natural food. When they want to eat, they walk into their garden or their farm. They get the vegetables directly. They don't buy vegetable from the market. They get it directly. And then they make it and use it to make soup there. If they want to eat goat's meat, they go to their farm and get one of the goats and use it for cooking there and then. Their meat doesn't pass through refrigeration, through preservation. There's no injection on the meat. Now, some of the meat we eat today, some of this chicken that is imported, some of the cow meat, they have injected them with chemicals to make them bigger. As you are eating it, you are ingesting that chemical. You are telling me it's the same. It's not. You are not the same. What of quality of air? Those people, do you know how they build their houses? We have forgotten that system of building houses in Africa. They will build a house. They will surround the house by trees. The trees breathe in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. That oxygen from the tree, if you are close to the tree, you are getting pure oxygen. That's how ideas flow. Many of the things that are invented today was invented by people staying next to trees. Go and check Ethereum. Ethereum is a blockchain, a crypto. The guy that invented it, it was around 1819 then. He was in a garden. The plants were giving him direct oxygen and his brain was at the highest. Why do you think prophets like to go to mountains? They are going to where the air quality is higher, and then the trees around are giving them direct oxygen. You get what I'm saying? The DNA molecule, how it operates, the guy that invented it was in a camp in the middle of the forest. He was getting direct oxygen. When he woke up, he figured out the helix structure of the DNA. You know, you can go on and on and on and on. The inventions that were done by people that breathe pure air. Today, our air is polluted with carbon monoxide. In fact, some countries are forced to create cars that have, equipment that filter out some of this air. If you just open your car door, you are breathing all sorts of rubbish. You're telling me it's the same thing. Even the vegetables and the natural plants we eat today, they are now GMO. They have modified them. If you start losing hair, you should be alarmed. It's no longer the same hair loss they used to have. I showed statistics according to science that people with bald hair are 5.6 times likely to develop heart problem, prostate cancer. People are arguing. What are you arguing? Can't you do your own research? Can't you Google? These researches were done by universities abroad. It's not even in Africa. You know, some things we should keep our eyes on our health. 70 is not old age. 70 is where you start seeing grandchildren. There are still great grandchildren. At 70, you still have clean 20 years of physical fitness. So don't allow sickness to bring you down. If you are starting to have issues and you're under 70, just forget age. Just know that your body is not functioning well. Go and see your doctor. Follow it back to back. Some people don't know how to invest in their health, especially men. When you go to hospital, they give you bill. You say, no, you go back. I can freestyle it. Before you know, you don't collapse. Let me ask you, if something happens to you now, how will your children cope? Anything health, no joke with them. No joke with them. R.I.P. to a legend. She sang one of the best songs that some of her songs have been modified today by younger artists. So it's very unfortunate and sad. And you know, last week we lost another person again. You know, in London, a Nigerian, big senator in Nigeria went to London and collapsed. Before they could know what was happening, he was gone. It's sad, you know. So if you're looking for the hair cream I used to reverse my hair, this is it. I made it at home. I can give you the list of ingredients. You make yours and use it to reverse hair. But just know that this is treating the symptom. The hair itself is making it grow. But the real cause of hair loss is inside your body. So in that, when I give you the receipt, the list here, there's also a list of supplements you have to take. You discuss with your doctor, you start taking them. Take them for about 2-3 months every day. All right? Because you're trying to fix what's wrong inside your body. Also, if your hair is like this, you should also always be doing prostate exam, heart exam. You understand? Every year or every other year, especially when you're getting old. Once you are touching 35, 40, just make your health checkup a constant routine, just to be sure that things go wrong, because a lot of toxins are around us.